Then add summoner blockers, and now I probably should have added these earlier, but then I went in a herd and a dirt all over the place. Edit scene. Let's go ahead and shrink this on down and get these all nice and cozied up here. That's a little too small, but that's okay, because I'll just go ahead and do this, and oh my god, look, they fit! Oh, it's a miracle I don't have to fight with summoner blockers for once in my life. Yeah, let me go ahead and link this karma rework for you guys while we go ahead and get into this game. Amumu and Vi being taken off the table, and purple team, no surprise, Elise and Katarina coming out as instantaneous bans. I wonder why.
Yeah, they were clearly watching that last game. They want nothing to do with that. And if I had to guess for their next ban, they may do one of the common bans, or they might ban that Jarvan. Actually, they're going to go ahead and ban Jarvan after he's been utilized so effectively for them. They decide just to cast him into the abyss. They don't need him anymore. Let's see what picks they come out. And a Ryze ban coming out last.
Interesting that they see the Ryze ban. Most likely, it seems like they're trying to shut down their AP mid player right now, which is not a bad idea at all. He's certainly a powerhouse to be reckoned with, but it looks like Xin Zhao is going to be opted for the pickup since Jarvan was taken off the board by the blue team, and I really like the fact that they took out Amumu, Vi, and Jarvan. They're looking to absolutely shut down the purple team's jungler right now, especially anything that can be done with heavy early game ganks and an AoE comp.
Yeah, absolutely. I believe the kind of big trinity of junglers has come up, and it's been Vi, Jarvan, and Xin Zhao are the more popular junglers. There are still, of course, all the other junglers, but those are the main kind of aggressive comp that's kind of come into standard play now. So by removing two and picking up that last one, really setting themselves ahead. I don't think there's many junglers left that can really, compete with the damage that Xin Zhao puts out early.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what happens with that. Ooh, I love me some Udyr. Oh, look, these guys don't like me. What says their mid player? Blue team's mid player. And yeah, no kidding, those are all targeted bans at you. That's exactly what we were talking about. They really want to shut you out. They're more scared of you than they are pretty much anybody else on your team. So way to go with that one. You've certainly earned the enemy team's respect, and it looks like we're already going to see the bot lane picks coming out for the purple team. Tristana and the best supportal in all of NA. It's Lulu coming out. Oh god, I love me some Lulu. It's going to be a really interesting bot lane full of cute.
Yeah, absolutely. And if you guys don't know much about Lulu, I'm sure you're going to learn a lot about Lulu. Lulu, one of the supports I pretend I know how to play very well, but I don't. So hopefully I can pick up on some tips here too.
It's okay. I know how to play her well.
Actually showing the Shin pick now. Very interesting. Oh, they're going to go ahead and opt away from that. Kind of putting the scare factor, I believe, on the purple team. Maybe trying to bait them into picking that. They could always still send Xin Zhao top. Not really a common play, but professional teams like Gambit Gaming, Xin Zhao being one of their main champions, they like to send him top mid, wherever they can put him.
Yeah, we'll have to see where that pick goes. Come out. No, the last moment switch over to the Taric. Now, Taric Ezreal lane will be really interesting to play. Like I said, Ezreal's just not as strong as he used to be, but it may work out well against this Tristana. Now, Tristana's early game is very strong. Her mid game, not so much, and her late game, she's renowned as a hyper carry. So it'll be really interesting to see what happens with that and the Lulu down in this bot lane. Now, Lulu, I'm going to go on a rant here. For those of you who have never been around here to see me rant about Lulu, you're in for a treat, kind of. For those of you who listen to me rant about Lulu 24/7, I apologize for the words coming out of my mouth. Lulu is an excellent support, and she's a very safe first pick support, and the reason behind that is the fact that she can be played as a very defensive support or a very offensive support. Whether you're looking for shields, for poke, for crowd control, she can pretty much do everything. She's got the slows coming out, she's got the polymorph coming out to reduce the base movement speed as well as the silence. She's a great pickup all around for a support because she can literally be played in any way, shape, or form that you can possibly imagine. She's a phenomenal support, and I really, really like her being picked up. Aside from Taric right now, in my opinion, she is the strongest support in the game.
Ladies and gentlemen, we do have a Rammus locked in, so we will see a Rammus jungle with that Sin's top lane most likely. Sin's one of my favorite top lane champions. I am a Sin/Teemo player top lane, so if you were to combine me and Lunette onto a team, we are the purple team right now.
That is definitely a, that's a Rammus. And now Singed interestingly enough, has one of the highest win ratios of just about any champion right now for his pick rate. Singed is just so very strong. Not played a lot. We'll have to see how he does here. You know, just farm up top lane and then just be an absolute terror throughout the late game. We'll have to see what happens with that, but I'm really curious to see how this potential top lane matchup is going to go between White Castle, who is going to be on Darius, versus Singed.
Joe and Shaco, I doubt that's going to be locked in, but AP Shaco, you know, it used to be a very popular thing there for a short time. You know, always an option. I don't believe that's going to be locked in, though.
Oh, we're totally going AP Shaco. Old school. Poopy being brought to the board.
Good old Poppy. I wish Poppy could be more popular. She's got a lot of interesting.
Her name is Poopy for a reason, okay? Let's just get that straight. I'm sorry, it had to be said.
It's fine.
Don't judge me. Don't judge me.
There is no judgment. I only judged you when you said Lulu was the best support, because clearly Thresh is the best support.
No. Well, okay, so Thresh is one of the best supports when it comes to skill cap right now. I'd say Lulu, Taric, and Thresh are the top 3 supports, but I still love Lulu.
We will have a Vlad lock-in for that mid lane. Vlad, not very popular lately. I'm very interested in this pick.
Vlad has fallen out of favor lately, but I think that this is a great pickup for the purple team overall. It's going to give them a damage amplification that they don't really need, because they don't have a ton of straightforward damage coming out from the team. Singed and Rammus especially focusing more so on their tanks and crowd control. But still, that Singed poison can be really devastating if you let him just run around a team fight all willy-nilly, giggling madly like the mad scientist he is.
Absolutely, and while they do have some CC on the blue team, they don't have enough to really stop Singed, because he does get that, I believe it's 25% crowd control reduction when he has his ultimate pop. So after 6, he's going to be able to farm between those towers. He's going to be able to just run around, and they're really going to have to dedicate a lot to lock him down with their current team comp, and they're going to have to keep Darius nearby to get that dunk. So I think Singed got Rammus. I'm really questioning here, because Rammus has very slow jungle clear speeds. It may be increased now since the Season 3 jungle mobs, the smaller ones, are weaker. But Xin Zhao is a very aggressive jungler, and Rammus will not be able to compete with that if Xin tries to counter jungle early or just invade the buffs. Rammus is really going to have to rely on his team. And then plus, he's going to have great control for his ganks, not to, you know, roll into a minion.
Alright then, ladies and gentlemen, our co-caster out for the moment, so let's go ahead and continue on with this. Let's just see what happened with Skype here real quick. It did look like he disconnects, so we're going to go ahead and just pop on out of here and go ahead and continue stuff, and when he calls me back, we will go ahead and continue. In the meantime, ladies and gentlemen, the final lineups for the team. The blue team going to be rocking a jungle Xin Zhao, Ezreal and Taric in the bot lane, and Nivea mid. And in the top lane, we're going to be seeing Darius. Yes, Skype did DC randomly. Go ahead and give me a call back, buddy. Purple team going to go ahead and be going with Singed in the top lane, Rammus in the jungle, Lulu and Tristana bot, and a Vladimir mid, interestingly enough. We may in fact see some lane swaps going on here, so that'll be fun to see once we get into the game. No real surprises coming out from summoner spells. Ezreal has opted to pick up Cleanse as well as Tristana, a fairly safe pick, indicative of people who just kind of want to farm in the beginning of their laning phase. They're not aiming to get those early kills, or at least they don't feel confident in being able to get them. So we'll have to see what happens there as well, and we will try and get our co-caster back on the call with me, mostly because talking to myself is really awkward. And I'm really awkward, and I don't know what else to say on that one. So I'm just going to go ahead and find, let's see here, find you and give you a call, and hopefully, I'm not going to call you, doggy. You are not a caster who works for me. You are not going to get a call. That is not the way this works. Welcome back.
I was very confused. I was randomly hung up on me.
That's weird. Well, welcome back nonetheless. Glad to have you here. We got 40 seconds left on the delay. We're going to go ahead and get into the border wars. So what do you think about these team compositions? How do you think they're going to fare going up against each other in the late game?
I actually went in to explain it. What was the last thing you heard me say so I know where to pick up from?
Something, 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 something.
Alright, so we'll just go back into the full detail. I think Rammus is an interesting pick. Xin Zhao is very aggressive early game in the jungle, and actually throughout the game, with Rammus having slow clear speeds, I think he's going to struggle to keep up with Xin Zhao. Zin's going to have a lot better gank potential, and he can really bully and steal those buffs from Rammus if he decides to, go in and early invade on him. So while I question the Rammus pick, I think that it could work out if Rammus can get to late game and stack that armor against this team comp. But it's still, I question that pick while it can possibly produce some great things. And then at the same time, you have the Singed, which Singed late game is an absolute terror. Singed top lane, I'm expecting to go against that Darius, of course, unless they try a 2v1. But if he goes against Darius, Singed, once he reaches a certain point in the game, is just too tanky to really be shut down with that 25% crowd control reduction from his ultimate. He can't be locked down, especially with only a Taric stun being the only guaranteed stun or lockdown you're going to have on Singed. So I think that blue team really needs to end this game quick, and they need to snowball Darius as soon as possible.
And now, interestingly enough, we are into Skin Intimidation. We got Warring Kingdoms, Xin Zhao, Frosted Ezreal, Bird of Prey, Anivia, and no skins for Taric and Darius on the part of the blue team. Red team going to be rocking that Augmented Singe, Chrome Rammus, Wicked Lulu, which is not as good as Bittersweet Lulu, Firefighter Tristana, and Bloodlord Vladimir. So for the 5-skin team, and all of those shiny diamond and plat borders, obviously the red team has to be feeling pretty intimidated right now.
Yeah, absolutely. I would look at this team and, it's kind of, I would question, while they've put on a great performance, are they going to be able to keep up with this team? We do have the Firefighter Tristana coming out. Earlier a couple of games ago, we did have, he who should not be named was playing Tristana. So we actually have a pause coming out early. Someone DC'd on the blue team. So
no worries. When the pause ends, be sure to hit the jump to live button, as you'll be about 2 seconds behind. Yeah, and actually someone in the chat brings up a good point, that solo queue is an entirely different dynamic from team games and being able to communicate with your team. Even though the red team is sporting a lot of fancy banners right now, more than anything, this is going to boil down to communication and player skill overall, and really team cohesion. This could be a case where, while the blue team is the underdogs, if they take this home, they're just going to prove that solo queue doesn't mean jack squat, and it all comes down to how you mesh as players. Granted, the red team could prove the same thing too, just because maybe they're really well when it comes to working together. They've got great team cohesion. They're very, very slick. They know exactly what they're doing. They know how to communicate well, and they just go in and demolish everything. Really, it will just have to be a wait and see kind of game.
Yeah, absolutely. And you can even see where the difference in team play as compared to solo queue in professional play as well. While there's not as many cases, if you take, for example, Gambit Gaming, their jungler Diamond Prox, when he first joined the team, when they were originally known as Moscow 5, he was only a gold league player. He actually just got picked up, and they put him in the jungle, and everyone underestimated him, and they ended up going to the World Championship. So it's solo queue. It's all about team communication. Some people just do well, and we do have that Ezreal reconnected, so the game will be unpausing here in just a second.
I'm gonna go ahead and hit this button.
Jump live.
Yep, and oh, why am I still behind? Put me alive. Damn you, game. I don't want to be a second. There we go. Now I'm at live. That's much better. Oh, man. Finally at live. First item buys coming out. Interesting. We have Tristana opting to build just straight Doran's Blade for damage, and Ezreal starting with a fairly standard AD carry build, being that longsword and 2 potions coming out. It's going to be a really interesting bot lane. There's going to be a lot of potential early aggression coming out on the part of the blue team, whereas the red team, they might be opting for the same thing, especially if this Lulu picks up Glitterland. She's just going to be looking to hammer out as much damage as possible.
Now, in a situation with a Lulu lane, you know, she's going against they're going against an Ezreal Taric, so Taric's going to be able to stun, and Ezreal's going to be poked down a lot. So in this case, would you max the shield, or would you max Glitter Lance for the harassment? So Tristana is a very, you know, kind of early game harass them down champion.
As bad as it might be, I would actually. It'd really depend on how the first level or two goes. If I notice that Ezreal and Taric are looking to play hyper aggressive and my AD carry can't step to it, or if they do a really good job of dodging my Glitter Lances and I'm not able to keep up with them, then yes, I might opt to level my shield first and play a more defensive pokey game. But if I'm able to land those Glitter Lances, they're not good at dodging them. Ezreal is taking a lot of damage from them, and, you know, their AD carry is getting poked down by Tristana. Then, of course, I'm going to opt to level up Glitter Lance first and go for a heavy, heavy poke lane. The shield will really be minimal if she opts to level it first, so it's gonna be an interesting first level or two down there to see which way she decides to bring this game. But then again, I love Lulu.
And actually, a good thing to kind of point out is it looks like Rammus is going for a smiteless, and I believe Xin Zhao actually did the same. Where's he at on the side there? No, Xin actually used his smite, whereas Rammus did not. So Rammus got a smiteless and cleared that blue buff just as fast as Xin. So I'm not sure if they had a bad start over there on their blue or a late delay, but you know, Rammus will be able to clear out this red buff much faster than Xin Zhao will, and possibly pull out some kind of early gank.
It looks like Singe getting bullied around in the top lane by this Darius right now. He's already down to half health and chugging health potions. Every time he gets close to those creeps, unfortunately, he's just getting smacked upside the head, and Darius not really caring about the poison too much.
Not at all. Sin's poison level 1 is very, very weak, and Singe can't really harass someone like Darius, who's a little bit tanky in lane, unless he uses his fling, which consumes a lot of mana. We actually have Rammus coming in. He might go for a gank on.
And Ram is coming in for that red buff. The flash comes out, and then the flash from White Castle, and that is going to be first blood down on him. And oh, Singe getting poked by those minions and that ignite, but he will manage to make it out of here alive. First blood in favor of the red team, an extra little bit of gold going to him. And here, you can see that Ezreal is getting poked down really hard. It would be at this point in the game where I opt to level Glitter Lance first. Absolutely. He's getting poked down really hard. It looks like they're landing some good harass on him. It would be something that I want to keep up because it doesn't look like Ezreal and Taric are playing as a hyper-aggressive combo.
Well, we're not seeing nearly... I believe they played a lot more aggressively in these past 2 games, so maybe the borders intimidate them a little bit. Maybe they're hesitating some. Meanwhile, in the mid lane, we have Vlad already poking down on that tower.
Oh, and it looks like Xin Zhao coming in here. The stun has gone out from Taric. The shield coming out. Will Lulu be it? Yes, she will land the Glitter Lance off of it. The jump coming out from Tristana would have been safe either way, so very nice play on their part. And this is the thing about Lulu being able to be played as a defensive or an offensive support. She's just able to smack out that Glitter Lance, know that Xin Zhao is in there, use those slows and able to, in order for Tristana to get away. Very nice job.
They're definitely playing their bot lane combination very well. Lulu being very effective at keeping Taric kind of back. You know, letting him know.
Oh no, Xin Zhao coming in. The ignite is down on Vladimir. He will pop his ghost, but I'm not sure it's going to be enough at this point. Oh, and he's curving around to meet Xin Zhao. Oh no, and here comes the flash out from Vladimir, and he manages to make it out of there. Okay, and then yet more Glitter Lance poke coming out from Lulu at this point. As you can see, it's working really, really well against these guys.
Have a gank coming in top lane.
Oh, and here we go. Ram is coming in with that red buff. The taunt going down. That slow is there. Camp top lane and win in this elo. Oh, it looks like the Mega Adhesive is out. And, ooh, will we see a fling? I don't know if it's going to be needed, but Ram is getting down very low. The poison ticking away will not manage to end him. And Singed, just not enough mana for that fling right now, unfortunately.
Absolutely. That's the bad thing about Sin. It's very hard to harass with him because his fling does cost so much mana, so you can't just constantly spam it out. Xin Zhao actually, Sin's going to worry. I thought Sin might try to roam down river and Xin Zhao catch him out, but very interesting to note. Ram spent a lot of time in that bush. He was up in that bush for around a minute and a half, just waiting on the opportunity to try to kill Darius, and that failed. So Xin Zhao was able to catch back up and farm. He is still a level behind, surprisingly. So hopefully we can see Xin Zhao catch it up. But Ram is doing an excellent job early game.
Yeah, just phenomenal right now. Going in for those early ganks, trying to shut down Darius, so he's not going to be a problem for that late game when he starts to get tankier. He's got a lot of damage with his dunk, which was changed, by the way. And this Lulu playing exceptionally well with those EQ combos right now. I've yet to see her miss a Glitter Lance. So very nice job on her part. If you can land those, you should absolutely opt to land it first. Looks like Xin Zhao coming in here for the potential gank, but he will be spotted out by that ward. And Tristana and Lulu going to just go ahead and play it safe here. So far, 6 minutes into the game, only 1 kill in the favor of the red team, but they have nearly secured a 1,000 gold lead. Very nice on their part. All comes down to a little bit of farm, and then, of course, the extra gold coming out from First Blood.
Yeah, absolutely. Just taking a quick look at the creep score for everybody. Very even in the top lane, pretty much. Darius with 28, Sins with 31. And then in the jungle, you know, that farm count doesn't really matter, but we'll put it out anyways. Xin with 26, Rammus with 24. Mid lane is where the difference is starting to be made. Vladimir with 45 compared to Anivia's 33. And then bot lane has been surprisingly even despite all the harass. Ezreal's done very well at keeping his composure and farming with 46 to 51. So all around even in the lane. Anivia is quite hard to farm with, you know, before she's level 6. And now she actually just hit level 6 and bursts Vlad down. So, you know, I think we're going to see a big turnaround from Anivia in farm, and I think this is when Vlad really has to worry more about Anivia. She's going to have a lot better harass potential, and especially if she can pick up that blue buff, we're going to see a different story in mid lane.
Oh, and it looks like Rammus is back here in the top lane. Not sure if he's been spotted out by this ward yet. Darius playing it very safe. He's just slowly moving over, going, do I really want to get into this? He's not quite sure what Singed is up to or where he wants to go from here. He's trying to play it safe with his farm right now and wait out this potential gank. Meanwhile, in the bot lane, unfortunately, Taric is right now. That's just going to give Lulu a chance for more and more harass. And oh, here we go. Looks like Singed beating on this Darius right now, potentially going for a fling opportunity. No, but he will get him to half health through poison alone.
And Xin Zhao is just waiting in the background just in case Rammus try to do anything funny. Xin Zhao actually might just be waiting in the shadows trying to look for an opportunity to go in and gank. Maybe if Darius lands his grab.
Yeah, it looks like he is hanging back far enough that could happen, and there we go. There's the grab. Xin Zhao looking to engage, and oh, will he get the knock-up? Never chase the Singe, ladies and gentlemen. Oh god, this could be really bad. The ultimate coming out, he will get the health regen and manage to get out of there A-okay, even after the ultimate coming out from Darius, and that will be set on its full cooldown. Oh, what a shame.
And nothing like those Xin Zhao nerfs in this last patch to save Sin's life there. Increasing the cooldown on that E. That audacious charge really saved his life there.
Oh no, and here comes Rammus in for the power up, and there's the taunt, and oh, the mega adhesive is out, and Rammus will manage to land that kill with no effort whatsoever. Nothing but a flash burn. That is unfortunate. And Lulu, I had to say, doing a lot of work in this bot lane right now with that harass, keeping them under tower right now, is starting to get Tristana that gold advantage she really needs.
Absolutely, but the good thing for Ezreal is Tristana naturally pushes lane because of the leveling up of her E, which is the explosive shot, doing that explosive magic damage every time she last hits. You know, the lane's always going to push in Ezreal's favor. Tristana can never really freeze the lane, so he's always going to be able to keep up and farm. So that's always a good sign.
Yep, and mid lane is just a farm fest right now, which is really to be expected. Vlad really doesn't hit his peak as a champion until he hits around level 9 to 12, and he's still level 8 right now, so he's still kind of lagging behind. He hasn't quite hit his stride yet. He's kind of just aiming to sit around and farm.
It looks like most lanes are just trying to play it safe, trying to farm it out. This is the final, so you know, no one's wanting to throw this last game. Everyone's trying their best. Looking at the recent buys, we do have Stinge going to opt to go towards that Rod of Ages. Definitely probably the most cost-effective item on Stinge. It does give him health because of his passive, so for every he gains health for every point of mana that he gets. So later in the game, after that Rod of Ages starts stacking up, he will get extremely tanky thanks to his passive.
Oh boy, and there's a stun coming out from Anivia. She will go for the ignite, but it's not going to be enough to burn Vlad down, and it ticks, ending with nearly 200 health left.
Absolutely. These guys are playing exceptionally well. You know, the border judging at the start You know, the borders could have told a different story for this game. These guys are playing exceptional.
Oh no, and here we go. Some nobody coming up here. The knockup going down. Singed ultimate is out. The mega adhesive has gone down. The dunk going down. And they will manage to pick him up. Unfortunately, Ghost not available to Singed. He was not able to speed himself out of there. And the first kill going on the board for the blue team.
It will go to Xin Zhao, hopefully increasing the jungle pressure you can put on Rammus. I'm surprised we haven't seen more counter jungling come out from him. Everyone's been really well at placing their wards, and the lanes are fairly even, so each team can react to it. You know, I would have expected more counter jungling from Xin Zhao than what I'm seeing here. So hopefully he can really step up his game and start to shut this Rammus down. Who's once those 3-second taunts get there, you know, it's really hard to escape his ganks.
And it looks like Tristana just got out of an exhaust, and that's going to put the blue team at a disadvantage for the next potential engage as Tristana and Lulu look to take advantage of a summoner down. Oh man, I'm sorry. I think I just fell asleep a little bit at my keyboard. Not that this is boring, but seriously, 2 hours of sleep, 2-3 hours of sleep is not something to cast on. Remember that, ladies and gentlemen.
Here first, Lunette thinks I'm boring.
Yeah, it's totally true. You're so boring, Grrlol. But no, seriously, in the top lane, it looks like we have a bit of an engagement, and there we go. There is the fling going down. The poison will tick away at him, but not be enough to finish him off. Meanwhile, down in the bot lane, it's just back to a farm fest. This has got to be the most action-packed game I have ever seen. And here we go, Rammus charging up that Powerball. And here we go, the Whimsy will go down on him, but in the top lane, Xin Zhao coming in for the potential knockup, the fling going down, and there we go, the Ignite is out, and oh, he will manage to take him, and he's just going to flop over. Singed ghosting out now, going, ha ha ha, I have my ultimate on, what are you going to do about it? And the answer is absolutely nothing. Meanwhile, Rammus just going to go ahead and solo Dragon, but it looks like Lulu and Tristana will come up for some help.
Absolutely. Sin's just doing what those nasty taste inspectors do, come in, poison the food at White Castle, shut the place down. That's what they're doing right now.
Yeah, that's exactly what they were going for in the top lane. Managed to do it with great results, and there we go. The Ezreal ultimate has been popped. Won't manage to land on anybody. Won't manage to get that Dragon Steel. Way too late on that. Meanwhile, Xin just going to go ahead and push top. Meanwhile, Lulu just opting to get in some auto attack harass. Not the best thing to do on Taric. His natural armor and bulkiness as a champion means that your auto attacks pretty much do nothing, and picks will literally do 2 damage to a Taric. I'm not even joking. Each homing bolt will do 2 damage to a Taric. It's not worth using it on him, to be perfectly honest. But it looks like the stun has gone out. No reaction coming out from the bot lane to really go in on that. It looks like they don't want to tangle with these guys right now. They know Tristana and Lulu have the advantage right now. They know they're getting out farmed. They don't want to press their luck right now and lose the lane altogether. But they are starting to get to the point in the game where Tristana does fall off, so now might not be a bad time to do that.
An interesting thing to note too is Xin Zhao is a level behind Rammus, so Darius actually gave him top lane just to kind of sit there and soak up some XP, and then he just went and farmed out the wolves on the race, and then he's going to go back up there. So hopefully this XP can get Xin back into the game. And a good thing with Tristana, actually, I know, you know, just to throw it out there, I know a lot of people like to know what skills people level up, especially on a higher level. This Tristana is actually leveling everything evenly. So he's not choosing to max anything first, which, you know, can be smart, judging by his item build, because he's not going for, you know, the Blade of the Ruined King, which is what I normally opt to get first on Tristana. So it's actually he might be going for now, judging by that Bilgewater Cutlass. The attack speed from Q is really good, so to be able to level up everything, she still keeps some of her burst, and at the same time is going to get that huge attack speed buff of 60%. So that's really interesting to point out. I've never actually seen a Tristana level everything up evenly like that.
That is kind of strange, but it looks like Rammus accidentally revealed himself. I'm not sure if they had vision of that, but I know Singed is just trying to get off a fling. He just wants the opportunity to fling him back into a knockup from this Rammus as well as a taunt. So the question is will White Castle push here? There is a ward there, but unfortunately it is not his. And oh, here we go, the charging of the Powerball, and oh no, the flash coming out and the return flash. And here we go. Now it is time, the fling coming out, the poisons are down, and this will be a dead Darius. Have no doubt in your mind. Rammus picking up that kill, saying, you know what, no other lane really needs my help right now. I'm just going to sit in top lane and make your day a living hell.
Yeah, absolutely. This Rammus is really surprising me, showing that, you know, while Rammus is underrated, he can be a very strong pick. That 3-second taunt is just too good. It's basically the replacement for Shin, but you know, you get to be a ball and roll around and pretend you're Sonic.
Those were my race car noises.
Those are very accurate race car noises, I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, they're awesome. In the bot lane, looks like we have a bit of poke going down. Xin Zhao helping to try and burst down this turret, but I don't think it's going to be enough. Tristana doing a very good job of trying to clear out some minions. Glitterlance coming out not only to hit minions, but to hit Taric as well, getting him down very low. Nice shield coming out. Meanwhile, in the mid lane, we have the Vladimir ultimate and pool going down, and now a defensive wall going out. But ooh, that ultimate might end Anivia right here. We will have to see as the damage ticks away. No. Looks like Rebirth will go ahead and kick in, but she's getting very low, and oh my goodness, Anivia! Anivia, will you manage to get out the Mega Adhesive? What was that? That was terrible. Ram is coming in, getting down very low.
Wow, what a kill pickup.
Oh, no. Oh, no. Ramus.
I really have no idea what happened there. I'm not sure why Vlad didn't secure that kill.
Because Anivia was in egg form and couldn't burst her down quick enough, and then she left to go up top. But Singe managed to pick that up after popping Ghost Ignite and his ultimate and a death on his team. So not the best situation, but Anivia's egg is down. Vladimir is open for a lot more kill potential now onto her. We'll have to see what happens from here as they both have a kill. Well, Vladimir doesn't have a kill. He doesn't even have an assist, so Anivia might have come out ahead in that lane matchup. Gonna be perfectly honest.
Absolutely. Definitely killing that Ramus was really good. 300 gold pickup for her. Gave her that Rod of Ages as well as the Tear of the Goddess. So she's going to have, you know, a huge mana pool, able to regenerate some up, and that Tear of the Goddess is already halfway farmed. So when she's able to upgrade that, which I'm going to assume is to the Archangel staff. I forget what the one up of that is called, but
oh, the stun going down on Tristana. There's the exhaust. There's the cleanse going out. And the Zippy, the ultimate from Lulu going down, as well as the Glitterlance. But Tristana actually gonna get away here. Only a sliver of health left. Vladimir coming in, and here's the Ramus with the taunt, but Xin Zhao knocking him away, saying no. And then going back in the moment that Anivia comes up to respond. Vladimir trying to get some kind of damage down, but unfortunately getting pinned out by Anivia. Just left Ramus too low to engage, and they're gonna have to back off from here.
That was a very nice play from Lulu, able to get Tristana to escape from that situation. I think that's played perfectly. Tristana ult just knocks Xin Zhao back. I really wish I would have seen Xin maybe try to jump onto Lulu since he got knocked back into the Lulu's direction. He could have done the Audacious Charge and possibly killed Lulu. But, you know, at the end, that was a great play from both teams. No kills were able to be secured, so.
Yeah, that was
Nivia's just going to go back to that middle lane and keep doing what she does.
Yeah, it looks like the goal of the red team right now is just to play this very slow and steady. They pick up kills only when they've absolutely been secured, and then they slowly move on from that point. They found the weak link on the team, and they're exploiting it as much as they can. They know they have a strong top lane, and they know they want to go ahead and get rid of this Darius. So what do? They go ahead and pick on this Darius as much as possible and try and keep him from being a problem as really as much as they can. So he's 0-4 right now. He's the bulk of his team's deaths, but at the same time off of him, Singe just managed to get quite a bit of kills. Ramus is snowballing slowly. Xin has Anivia has actually died and given Ramus yet another kill, so there's that as well. And it's just not good all in all for the red team. They're down 4,000 gold right now. They don't have the map control from the turrets coming out. They could be in a really bad situation here in the next couple of minutes.
Absolutely. They have no one that can go deal with Singe one-on-one, so they're going to have to send 2 or possibly 3 members up top just to stop him. Otherwise, he's going to keep shoving this lane, just whittle down these towers by the minions, get a little bit of auto attack harass on them. But other than that, you know, they can't stop Singe right now. He's getting to that tanky stage of the game to where he's just going to run around and laugh and troll people. Red team actually picking up a dragon real quick.
Fun fact, Ezreal's ultimate didn't even hit that. I don't know if you saw that. Ezreal's ultimate didn't even hit that.
Possibly a mixed click. Maybe he was expecting something else. I don't know. Going for their red buff, possibly.
I don't know, but I really like what the red team is doing. They have the advantage, so they're just grouping up and pushing down. Xin Zhao looking to potentially come in here, but Anivia Anivia, known for that turtle status that she can bring to a match, is going, you know what, I'm going to go ahead and clear out that minion wave, and you're not going to push on my turret. Try again later. And then they come up and they try again, they get a couple auto attacks. Oh, but the minions are gone. Look at that. They're not able to. They're just hammering so much damage into this from Tristana's auto attacks when they get the chance that these turrets are going to eventually fall. And unfortunately, this turtle strategy not going to work out as well as Anivia had hoped.
Yeah, absolutely. The Vlad pick into Anivia was incredibly smart. While Anivia is going to throw down her ultimate and shove the lane, Vlad can do the same thing by just using his Tides of Blood. It's just going to one-shot the whole wave itself, and he may have to auto-attack just the melee minions to cast him down. But they can shove equally, and Anivia's turtle really has no effect. It's just a balance out. So I think the Vlad pick was very smart to go against Anivia.
Yeah, plus giving the added damage from their team is really something that they're going to need, especially considering Tristana hasn't had a chance to really snowball during this game, and she's unfortunately just kind of been left to farm. Granted, she's doing a good job of farming. She's on an even level with Ezreal, who's opted for a Blade of the Rune King and a pickaxe right now, so he should be doing damage to the tankier members of the red team, which is not a bad idea at all. Actually, this pickup is a really smart thing. Vladimir naturally is going to build very tanky, as well as Rammus and Singe, who are going to opt for very tanky builds. Lulu as well is a surprisingly and deceptively bulky support. You see the Doran shield, the health crystal, and then the ruby sightstone coming out on her. She is not going to be an easy Yordle to kill at this point in the game.
Yeah, absolutely. And if there's one thing Singe does well, it's stack health. So we just saw in their last back, Singe and Vladimir both picked up that Riot-Sanctioned Crystal Scepter. So that just makes the Blade of the Rune King even more effective for Ezreal. So it's really doing a good job of keeping him in the game to where he's actually doing something.
Oh, and here comes Rammus in here, and the ultimate coming out from Lulu. The taunt is down. Xin Zhao getting into the mix of this, and it looks like Tristana's going to go for one kill. Will she be able to pull out another? And oh, there's the ultimate. It's going to get Rammus so low, but he'll manage to get out of there. It looks like with their supportal guide, everything will be okay down in bot lane.
I'm really surprised Ezreal didn't chase that down. He could have easily secured that kill onto Tristana.
I think he was scared of Triss, to be honest.
Yeah, I think he was scared too, but he never activated his Blade of the Rune King. He didn't use it that whole fight, so he could have just
he could have had that kill. No, you're absolutely right.
Yeah, he forgot to use that item, so he could have easily just went ahead and arcane shifted in and just used that on Tristana and get a quick kill on her, and then just use his Q, the flat whatever, I forgot what it's called, on Rammus.
Don't you hate it when you forget that you have active items?
Yeah, absolutely. If you're gonna build Blade of the Rune King, guys, make sure to activate it. It helps a tremendous amount.
Yeah, no kidding. And it looks like Darius forgetting the #1 rule of Singe: never chase him. It's a very bad idea. Just gonna brazenly back in the open. He's not really worried about these guys. He's just going ha 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 ha. Just kind of what Singe does. He just kind of laughs at you. Meanwhile, in mid lane, Vladimir is going to go ahead and pick up another turret, furthering the gold advantage of the red team. Blue team has to make a move now. They cannot continue to wait for red team to make a play. They have to do something, because right now, red team is slowly winning. Whether it takes another 10 minutes or another 20, they're going to win at this pace.
Yeah, absolutely. And they're really red team's giving them the advantages. As we talked about a little bit earlier in the stream, they're going in and the first person they're targeting is that Taric. So with Taric having that bonus extra armor, which, okay, I'm really surprised by this. I actually just looked at Taric and he's not maxing his W like most do the Shatter, which gives that armor to himself. He's actually maxed his heal and his dazzle, and I believe this patch, or it might be next patch actually, when the dazzle scales up the stun duration.
That's correct.
So that may have been why he chose to do that, but he's really giving up a lot of armor.
Yeah, but he's not on that patch right now, so there's no reason for him to be leveling that up.
Yeah, so he's given away all that extra armor he could have, so that could be why they're targeting him. They may have picked up on that, noticing his armor is not scaling up as much. So I really don't know why they're targeting Taric. Honestly, it should be killing Ezreal or Xin Zhao, but that is a possible option. So really, red team's giving them the advantage in fights as long as their carries can get in there and target the right people.
Yeah, and for those that are curious, they're actually nerfing Tarek's Dazzle so that the way it works is that when you level it up, it gets a slightly longer duration. The max duration will be 1.5 seconds, starting from, I believe, 1 second. So, just something to keep in mind for the next patch. They are looking to actively nerf Tarek as a support to bring him on levels with other supports right now. And unfortunately, the last patch really didn't do as much as Riot had hoped in terms of keeping him in line. So they are going to be doing that to him, and this guy is leveling up Tarek as though that had happened with maxing that Dazzle and that heal for this situation. Now, it could be that, you know, there is a lot of magic damage coming out from that bot lane, so he's not exactly worried about leveling up that armor bonus, but really that would be something that would be great for his team. Though the team is fairly AP-oriented, those auto attacks coming out from Tristana are still going to hurt.
Absolutely, and with Tristana gaining range every time she levels up, it just gets harder and harder to get onto her, so they really need to find an opportunity soon to get onto her.
Yeah, we do see the pings coming out finally. Singed looking to just do maybe a little bit of counter jungling, maybe a little bit of trickery, maybe just being a butthole. But in the meantime, it looks like 23OQI4J, what's his name, is going to go ahead and take the red buff. Meanwhile, Vladimir continuing to push out his bot lane. The Mega Adhesive going down, the Ghost is out, and here we go. Xin Zhao popping his ultimate to stop Singe from getting that fling down. What a thing to waste your ultimate on. That has to suck. Singe is going, I'm going to go punch some dogs right now.
No one likes anyone that punches dogs, and Xin Zhao going in on him.
And here we go for the engage. The wall has gone out, and Nivea's ultimate is down. The fling going down onto Darius, and Vladimir ult finally coming out, and it looks like 1 kill. 2 kills in favor of the blue team, and there we go, the Lulu ultimate finally coming down, and oh man, this could be a bad situation right here. Darius about to go down. Lulu tried very hard to give that to Singe, but unfortunately that poison was just not taking fast enough. Rammus and Vladimir taken down very early there. Funny enough, Tristana not even in that fight, and still went in the red team's favor.
Yeah, Tristana's just hammering down those bottom lane turrets. Nivea did pick up this home guard boost just to try to charge in and burst her down, and she might actually pick her up here. Oh, had to burn the cleanse to escape. But in that last fight, Darius started dunking, he started feeling good about himself, but then the health inspector comes in, poisons the burgers again, and just has to shut White Castle down. It's a bad day for White Castle.
It certainly seems like it, but this is a very interesting comp that they're running. Now, Tristana's decision to split push was really nice. Not only did the red team still have the advantage in the team fights, but they are just able to push really hard into the base turrets right now of the blue team and just apply as much pressure as humanly possible into that bot lane. I would have liked to see someone else down there pushing, but I would be lying if I said that there was somebody better, because there really isn't. Tristana's auto attacks are probably going to clear out those turrets the fastest.
Absolutely, and she has maxed that rapid fire now, so on top of her already high attack speed that she has being the 1.52, she gets an increased 90% when she activates that. Really just does some quick tower shredding, and that's really a bad situation for the blue team to be in. The fact that they have to have, you know, multiple people just to kill Singe and stop him from split pushing, and I believe they're going to need more than one person for Tristana at this point. They're really stretched out thin to where red team could just, you know, go and sneak a Baron at any time, possibly.
It's not even a matter of sneaking a Baron at this point, I think. It's just a matter of split pushing and waiting till the defenses of the blue team crumble. Like I said, they cannot continue to sit around here and wait for the red team to make a move. They have to do it themselves. And they've yet to do that. They've yet to take the initiative and go, we've got to engage now. We've got to take this objective now. We've got to push here now. They've been playing defensively this entire match, and it is killing them right now.
Yeah, absolutely. And they have their whole jungle warded up, so they really have good opportunities to catch people out. It'd be a good thing to note, like before that fight, when Tarek and Ezreal were running up to join the fight, Lulu ran through a ward and could have been caught out bottom lane. That could have been a quick kill they could have picked up and just told the rest of their team, get out of there, don't fight, we need to pick up these little bit of advantages we can so we can try to get back in this game.
Exactly. Unfortunately, this is not being done right now. Red team is making all the calls for this match, and it's really going to show because this game is absolutely going in their favor right now. It is nearly 30 minutes into the game. The score is 4-10 in favor of the red team, 1 turret to 4 again in favor of the red team. And no surprise here, nearly a 10k gold advantage for the red team. Now, 10,000 gold is what we like to call the point of no return. It's essentially that point in the game where it becomes nearly impossible to come back. Out of all the games I've ever casted, I think I've seen 1 game come back from a 10,000 gold deficit. But here we go, we may see the actual engage here, but Ram is actually deciding to just back off, wanting to take this turret instead.
I mean, if you just look at the items really tell this game too, because Darius has not finished a single item yet, and then if you look in the mid lane with Anivia, has picked up 2 Tear of the Goddesses that are both already maxed out with the bonus mana, and hasn't picked that up into anything, so she's really lacking in damage potential.
Why 2 Tear of the Goddesses? Why not just a Tear and a Chalice? That seems very strange to me.
I don't know. I've seen on rare occasions where people like to try to build both of the items the Tear of the Goddess comes or sprouts out from, the Muramana and I can't remember the Archangel Staff upgrade one. Right. But I have seen cases of that. But that's typically on someone like Ryze who scales really well off of mana. That's how he gets his damage. But someone like Anivia, I mean, you can just go ahead and pick up that Unholy Grail and add some damage onto yourself because you already got enough mana sustain to just throw down the Glacial Storm and push the waves back.
The thing is, a Chalice seems like a smarter idea overall. After all, you're going up against an AP mid and a primarily AP-based team, especially with Singe coming out and Vladimir coming out as main sources of damage to you. There's absolutely no reason not to build a Chalice. Building double tier just seems silly.
Yeah, while I really don't know. I guess because she hasn't had the opportunity to get to the blue buff. Red team's done a great job of securing the jungle buffs from blue side, so they've done really well at shutting her down. So Anivia being someone so reliant on it, I could see where that mana regen can come in, but again, a Chalice gives that mana regen. So I'm not sure about this item choice path, but you know, if he's done it, I'm sure he's got some sneaky trick planted in the back.
Well, let's go ahead and change the subject a little bit. Something that I want to point out, and I always try and point this out when I see it in a game, because it's really something you have to commend players on. Vladimir has what is considered perfect farm at this point in the game. Perfect farm being 10 CS a minute, and at 32 minutes in the game, he has 333 farms. So an absolutely phenomenal job to Vladimir. He's doing exactly what he needs to. He's hardly missed out on any CS. He's making sure that he gets that advantage. He is stacked in terms of gold. Like, he just has coins on coins on coins.
And absolutely, just to give you guys an idea, he's currently sitting at 12.5k gold with Anivia only having 10. So he's already secured a good 2,000 gold above Anivia. And if you compare him to, say, another lane, like the top lane Darius only has 8.5 thousand gold. So Vlad has 4,000 more gold than Darius does, which is really scary considering they need Darius to be tanky. They need Darius to get in there and get those dunks off to secure these kills.
Yeah, we'll have to see what goes on here in these next fights. Anivia kind of just standing around, most likely just talking to her teammates right now, trying to, you know, let them know something important, hopefully that they need to make a move and team fight, and oh my goodness, please.
Yeah, they really need to step up, and I don't think they can fight right now, but they really need to try to catch somebody out. They need someone, maybe Tarek, to pick up an Oracles, stop spending so much money on these pink wards, just pick up an Oracles, clear out some wards, get this vision down, and then just try to catch someone out.
Yeah, it looks like red team potentially grouping for Baron right now, waiting for Tristana to get that red buff. They're actually going to go ahead and start this without them. The pings have gone down. The blue team really wants to check Baron right now. They're really scared of what could potentially happen if the red team ends up getting Baron. They do see Tarek and Ezreal in this bush warding. They do know they're there, so they're going to go ahead and play it safe and actually disengage from this Baron. And they're just going to go ahead and wait it out, maybe seeing if they can catch somebody out of position. Red team playing it so slow and steady right now.
At this point in the game, I really don't think the red team needs to even worry about Baron. They're so far ahead to where going for the Baron buff could just be a big potential throw. A lot of people don't realize that you don't always have to get Baron, but when you get a certain point ahead, going after Baron can almost be a risk for your team, because if they manage to get a smite seal and give the enemy team Baron buff, that can really turn the tides of the game. I think they just need to go to their respective lanes and shove it. Blue team will have to respond.
Oh no, blue team sees that Rammus is bot. They're immediately going to respond by going to Baron because they don't have to worry about the jungler presence. Oh no, they called it off. That was their best chance to get a Baron the entire game so far. No, what are you guys doing?
Yeah, with Vlad just having backed as well as Lulu and Rammus being bot lane, that was an excellent opportunity for him. But they don't have the vision that they need to see that Vlad and Lulu had just went back.
Even then, even if it was a 5v4, it still would have been their best chance. Rammus has been a huge team player in these fights, and getting him out of there and being able to come in and potentially go for a Baron, especially when they don't have Smite, would have been an amazing opportunity for them that they just weren't able to take. And in reality, it's stuff like this. They're playing so defensively. They're letting the red team make the calls, and it is making them lose.
Absolutely. Red team is playing this game to the beat of their own swing right now. You know, they're starting Baron right now, so blue team has to react in what is now going to be a 5-on-5 fight. And they do have vision of it because of that ward in the upper river. They saw that the team moved in. But it looks like they're just going to go ahead and give up Baron.
And there goes the Ezreal ulti a little bit too late in order to secure that. The pings have gone down. Mad pings, most likely ward placements at this point to try and catch out the red team. I'm just so disappointed at the plays by the blue team. It's not even that they're playing bad, it's just they're not taking the opportunities to do what they need to do in order to come back from this game, even though it's very obviously going to come down to, hey, we need to go ahead and outplay these guys. We need to get into the team fights. We need to go ahead and start making the plays ourselves. Meanwhile, Rammus just going to go ahead and tank up these turrets.
They have such a tanky team. Rammus can tank the towers, and Stinge can tank a tower. You know, I think, honestly, as far as they are ahead with the Baron buff, they could fight blue team under tower and still come out pretty well.
Yeah, I don't know. In all honesty, I think it was a huge misstep, and I think blue team just secured their potential loss here by going ahead and opting not to take that Baron when Rammus was down in bot lane. You know, it's not that they couldn't respond to Baron when the red team took it, it's that they didn't take the opportunity to do it themselves when they saw that their jungler was not present, in the best chance that they had fighting in a 4v5. It wouldn't have even been a 4v5, with Vladimir backing it would have been a 3v5. Even though they didn't know that, 4v5 would have still been their best chance for coming back from this.
Yeah, absolutely. Really interesting to point out, just kind of ask you about it because you know a lot more about Lulu. Picking up the Shard of True Ice, is that a generally good item to pick up on a support?
I prefer Twin Shadows personally, but when you're working with an exceptionally tanky team like this that is so far ahead, Twin Shadows is not Shard of True Ice. Right now. Yep, no, he's just gonna ghost away. Vlad has too many escape mechanisms. I wasn't really worried about him. But Shard of True Ice is a great item, especially when you have people like Rammus and Singed who are going to be diving right into the middle of fights with no problems whatsoever. Putting that on them to get that AoE slow coupled with, oh, I don't know, Lulu's ultimate on top of it is just going to make her a pain in the ass to deal with, as well as pretty much everybody on her team a pain in the ass to deal with.
Absolutely, very good. So on top of a tournament cast, guys, we are getting you some great Lulu tips. So anyone that likes to play support, you're learning quite a bit now on top of this tournament. Red team, while they are so far ahead, again, this is where Nivea comes into great push here, great stride. She's really be able to hold these lanes back, just clear them out instantly, move on to the next, clear it out. You know, they're really doing a good defensive strategy here, but they need to find an opportunity to fight.
Something is going to give at some point. Red team has pretty much pushed them in to every last one of their base turrets right now. It's just a matter of what's going to give first. What can Rammus tank out? Where are they going to be able to split push and just hammer out a turret with no problem and open up that inhibitor to potentially end the game?
I actually think, I could be severely wrong in this, but I believe if they can get Ezreal to finish that last Whisper, they're going to have a much better team fight. As far as their AD carry goes compared to Tristana. Tristana, while being so far ahead, picked up a static Shiv, which she doesn't really need because a static Shiv is more of a, you know, if you're going to go on and farm out the game, they can end this, you know, fairly soon. So they need to fight. Maybe should have picked up a Phantom Dancer just to target them down, or have got a defensive item so that Tristana would live longer in these team fights. I kind of think that once Ezreal picks up the last Whisper, he's going to be able to dish out enough damage to hold him back and possibly swing a team fight in their favor. And Lunette's timing, so I'll just keep going.
Sorry about that.
You're fine. Very busy person.
No worries. Anyways, furthering their gold advantage, Red Team is going to opt to pick up Dragon now on top of this Baron buff they have, which, I mean, they're nearly ahead 20k gold. Like, I don't think it's gonna be really a spoiler, but I mean, I don't know what's just this game. Oh, my head.
Yeah, absolutely. I think there's a lot of bad things. I think there's a lot of bad decisions being made. Red Team, while Red Team is almost 20,000 gold ahead, at a certain point in the game, around that 40 or 50 minute mark, the gold leads don't really mean much because everyone's starting to get a huge chunk of items. So it all comes down to player skill then, which while Red Team has demonstrated really good skill, Blue Team's definitely showed they can hold their own in fights. If Darius gets those good dunks off, it's going to swing the whole tide of the fight. I don't like how passive the Red Team's playing right now. They could do so much more. They could have ended this game a good 10 to 15 minutes ago if they really needed to. And the longer they draw it out, Singe will get more powerful, but it just gives more opportunity for a throw. And with death timers being, you know, a minute long at this point in the game, they can really push back and come back with a gold lead. So.
Yeah, with their ability to farm up the jungle, take objectives as they pretty much please, they really will have the gold advantage, especially when it comes to just farming. So no matter how long the blue team stalls this game, they're not going to be able to get a leg up in the advantage. Again, it boils down to them not taking the initiative. Ugh.
Absolutely. I'm just waiting for someone to get tired of waiting, and either someone's going to get caught out, or it's going to be a very devastating team fight, which we might see underneath this tower. Singe did throw out that poison, or the slow.
Yep, and there we go, some damage down on poison. Yes, they're going to opt to take it first, but no, there goes the Lulu ult of Vladimir all coming in, and the shutdown bonus will go down to Darius onto Singe, and oh no, Tristana opting to pick up Singe now, and oh no, the kitty! The kitty! And Darius trying to dunk on to this Rammus, but it will not be enough. He will manage to get out of there alive, and Anivia doing her best to get away, but she may get picked up here. Vladimir can just come up and Q, and oh, there we go. The wall was not enough, and that'll be a 1-for-2 exchange. See, that didn't go too bad. And now with home guard on, Taric, Ezreal, and Darius opt to re-engage. The pull has gone down, and will they manage to get him? No, they will not, and unfortunately, Ezreal just getting chunked, and there is a freaking inhibitor just went down. Jesus.
Yeah, and based off that last fight, the blue team could have easily cleaned that fight up. They made a mistake with Darius panicking and trying to throw down his ultimate on top of Rammus while just trying to escape. If he would have kept that up, he could have ran in and killed that Vlad, and they could have really cleaned up that fight and pushed so much. They did a great job of engaging that fight. That Anivia wall that locked Singe in with the team did wonders for them. It locked him inside of Anivia's ult, and then Darius was just able to do a quick dunk and just clean Singe up. So Singe was out of that fight completely. That was really good by the blue team.
Yeah, an absolutely phenomenal fight. Blue team needs to make more engagements like that, just with hopefully a little less death or two, and they should be good.
Yeah, and they were actually able to hold that out for so long that Baron is back up after that one fight. So we can see that Baron standoff come again and possibly see that same team fight happen on Baron. And if they can say, like, a good strat I like to do sometimes during a Baron fight, if the red team groups around Baron and they want to fight, if someone goes in and throws a quick attack onto Baron, if they haven't started yet, Baron will be with your team doing damage to them. So those squishies that stay in the back, Baron's going to target them because it's closest. So that can be some added damage if they utilize it right.
Yeah, and that's one of the things that we're going to have to see here. I'm really hoping they'll let Baron whittle them down just a little bit and then take the opportunity to engage. Anivia will really be useful for this, as she can trap people inside and outside of the Baron pit, and I really think that it's going to come down to pretty much that.
Yeah, this next team fight or Baron fight is what's going to determine the rest of this game.
Yeah, we'll see what happens with that momentarily, and holy heck, what is going on with that? There we go. Too much tabbing in and out nearly just bugged my league window. But it looks like we're good and everything is alright here. But it looks like the warding has started for Baron. Really, I think now would be the time to pink ward it, get ready to take it, or hell, just end the game at this point. You're so far pushed into their base. You got an inhibitor. It just, you know, blue team has the opportunity to come back from even this. You know, even though they're at that point of no return, they just have to play it right. But it's so late in the game right now. I can't imagine these guys are necessarily having like the greatest time in terms of morale. They have to be absolutely devastated at this point. I think they would be even more devastated realizing how far they truly are behind. Like 5-12 is a deceptive score.
Yeah, they actually tried to
looks
sneak a
like they're
three-man
coming
Baron
up. No, that three-man Baron will not work. Ramish just going to go ahead and sit here, wave his little arms around, and take a look at what's happening. And just opt for maybe going for the engage. No, they're just grouping up and waiting out for Vlad to come.
Yeah, this would be an excellent game. Anivia getting up to that 400 farm has got rid of one of her tiers and turned the other one into Seraph's Embrace and grabbed the Void Staff. So I actually finally got the name of that item. I've been waiting so long for it. It's been bothering me. But she has picked up some damage, so Anivia's going to be a lot better in this fight, having the Death Cap on top of the Void Staff. She's going to be able to chunk out some magic damage. Darius has picked up that Warmlock and Sunfire Cape with that Brutalizer, so if he can turn that Brutalizer into a Black Cleaver, it's going to increase his damage even more. Ezreal picked up that last Whisper and is looking to some attack speed on him, either Phantom Dancer, I'm hoping a Phantom Dancer, as compared to a Static Shiv. Tristana did pick up that last Whisper, so her damage just picked up quite a bit. But other than that, I mean, these team fights are still relatively close. It's just that red team is so tanky. Rammus doesn't really do much damage, so if they can get Xin Zhao caught up as far as damage goes, I think they can turn it around.
There's only so many items you can build, and it's starting to get to that point where everybody's getting to full build, so you never know. And it looks like red team going to go ahead and start this Baron. It's getting dangerously low, but the blue team is here ready to respond. Anivia going to try and come in with a wall to split them off, and here we go. Vladimir ultimate is down, and then Lulu ultimates herself. Unfortunately, the knockback from Xin Zhao is out, and Tristana in for one kill. Will she get another? No, the blue team just falling so hard, and there goes Anivia, and that will be the game. GG, well played coming out, and oh god, that clean 0 for 5 ace, just red team showing their dominance, taking home the finals of the TowerDiveTV Weekly Tournament number 19.
Yeah, that was a very excellent game. Blue team finally deciding to run in charge, get that fight. I think at that point in the game they should have just turtled it out. Maybe have given up that Baron again. While it wouldn't have been exceptional, blue team's strength was going to come from fighting underneath that turret. So they gave it their all. Great game from everyone. You know, they really put on some fantastic past couple of games we casted. So hopefully they'll be back next week.
Yep, we will hopefully see them again next week, guys. That is going to be it from us here on TowerDiveTV. Remember to follow our stream to get new content coming out every day of the week. Follow us on YouTube, or subscribe to us rather, at youtube.com/TowerDiveTV for uploads of any of the games that you miss or any of the events that you miss in general. We'll be uploading more content to that every single week. As well, you can follow us over on Twitter at TowerDiveTV. Follow me over on Twitter at Lunettheherald. Follow Grr over on Twitter at the GRRLol. And yeah, you can also find me over on Twitch at twitch.tv/Lunettheherald. I'll actually be streaming over there in just a couple minutes. So I will see you guys later. It has been great casting for you. This is Lunette and Grrlol signing off.
Have a great night, everyone.
Yay! Bye, guys!